Morning. Okay, so for the class today, what I'm going to do with this particular recording is just share the 20 connected breaths. So for the 20 connected breaths, this is a really good practice for in the moment every day, and it starts to get you comfortable with the breath connection, which is one of the things that we can kind of lose in our full breath practice. But this one actually gives you the experience of having the connected breath and staying with it for a period of time. So it's really good, this one, for shifting any sort of energy in the moment. So this might be emotional energy, say if you're just feeling like you're in a bit of a funk, or you need to create energy in your breath, you need to create energy for yourself, your day, or you need to calm down. So we'll do two different styles. One is through the nose and one is through the mouth. So, hi everyone. So with the 20 connected breaths, it's essentially just 5 breaths 4 times to make up 20. And when we're using our nose breath, breathing through our nose, we're activating the parasympathetic nervous system with the nose breath. And then with the mouth version, we're activating the sympathetic nervous system, which is more of that fight and flight energy, but it can also up-regulate you. So if you're in a really down-regulated space where you're feeling lethargic, flat, like you've got no energy, this is actually a really good one to really boost you up and give you like a really good, just a really good energy source. Hi everyone. It's not going to be a long live. It's going to be quick, but we'll do a breath. It will be really lush. Okay, so, and what we're going to try and achieve with it is that when we use our nostril breath and we're breathing through our nose, we stay with the breath in the nose. So it's in and out of the nose. And then when we have the mouth breath, we will use the breath, inhale through the mouth and exhale through the mouth. All right, so I have a tiny bit of a blocked nose, but it seems to be clearing when I use my breath, so I will go for it. But what we're going, I'll teach you the pattern, and then we'll actually have an experience. Okay, so what it is we're doing 4 connected quick breaths and then a long one and an exhale. So we're going like this. And then the 5th one. See how there's the 4 and then the longer, slower last one, the 5th, but then it's like we're dropping out of it. So it's like you keep it in the nose as you exhale, but it's like you let any sort of tension or pressure or anything release. Because what we're trying to achieve with this breath is that the inhale has the energy and the exhale is just, you just let it go. There's no force on the exhale. It just happens. It's just like a natural release from that in-breath. And we're trying to keep it that it's always in this connection. So and then starting again. All right. Oh, great. Perfect. All right, so we're doing that one. So let's have an experience with the nostril breath, knowing that we're activating our parasympathetic nervous system. So this pace that I'm doing it at is a pace that just comes naturally to me when I want to connect the breath and have a quicker and then a longer breath at the end. But if it has you feeling a bit lightheaded, just slow the breath down, but remembering that we're just trying to keep the breath connected. So looking at it like that infinity symbol, that the breath is always, the inhale and the exhale are always connecting, even on that long one. When we're releasing that long breath, we are releasing it and then reconnecting it again into those quicker breaths, and then exhaling again. And that we're going to do that for 20 times. So that's 4 lots of 5. All right. So you can use this with an intention, or you could use it intentionless, just in the sense of like just wanting to use the practice. But say if you're like, I need to just rearrange my attitude today. You know how I had a day like that the other day where it was just like my attitude was all off, like the kids were trying to express things to me and they weren't being anything other than them define selves, but I was tired. And I realized, wow, I just actually need an attitude change. And that's when this breath can be really good, because it can just kind of kick you out of that funk and give you a new perspective and energy. Can we do this breath on a full stomach? It actually doesn't matter. And it's quite a digestive breath if you're going to do the mouth breath. That's sympathetic, and it may help you to just get that fire going. And then the parasympathetic breath of the nose is also good for digestion. So it doesn't really matter, but just see how it feels for you. Okay, so let's have an experience using the full breath with the nose, and we'll do it 20 times. So to get started, just closing down the eyes and getting comfortable. Before you start, just like make sure you're always sitting down too, because you can get a bit lightheaded with this one, just if you're not used to the connection in the breath. But sitting down. All right. And we're going to start with the 20 connected breaths through the nose, starting now. And then just sitting in the energy for a moment. You might have a bit of a heat in the body, might feel a little bit lightheaded. That's okay. Just stay with yourself for a moment. Just feel the subtle shift in energy. Just connecting to your breath with yourself. Yeah, it is invigorating. And you can feel like you have just that more prana in the body, and the prana in the body can give you that kind of different, it's like a different shift because you've just built all this energy in your system. Okay, so I feel self-love and sadness. Beautiful that you get both. All right, and then so let's try with the mouth breath. So this is using your mouth, which can be the sympathetic activator. So mouth breathing, which we try not to use when we're doing our long, slow, full breath. But with this one, we can actually build up the energy in the body. So it can be more of a sympathetic activator. So that's going to up regulate you. And it could also make your heart beat a bit faster. And it's okay if your heart is beating a bit faster. You've just fully activated the prana in your system, and your body's like, oh my goodness, there's so much oxygen and awesomeness. What's going on? So yeah, you can also lay down whilst doing this breath, but it's just because it's so quick and easy, you can just sit down and get it done. Okay, so let's do it with, this one's great for an energy lift, the sympathetic breath. So let's do this one. I will just quickly show you before we get started. It's like this. Like that, okay? All right, so let's get started. We're going to do it 4 times, 5 lots of breath, 4 times to make it 20. All right, so sitting with our eyes closed, just having our spine straight, laying down or sitting up. And then starting with the 20 connected breaths through our mouth. Ready, go. And then just sitting in the energy of that, you can go back to breathing in the nose. Just taking some really nice, connected, deep breaths. Just being a witness to the subtle shifts in the body. You may feel more energy in the system. That breath is very stimulating. Just being with the stimulation and the invigorating. Yeah, very invigorating and energizing, that one. For me, because I feel like I've already got actually quite a lot of energy and clarity, I found that one a bit too overstimulating. I was like, wow, I don't need so much up-regulating. But in this moment, but it's actually really powerful. And a mouth breath like that is actually one of my favorite things to do. I just notice when you build all that prana in your body, it's like it gives you so much energy and vitality. So it's usually actually one of my first go-tos for energy. If I'm just about to go on a call, or if I need to have a conversation, or, I just need energy, I will use breath through the mouth. So like that, because it'll just build up that pranic energy in my body. And you know what? I had a bit of a blocked nose and now I don't have one. That's what I love about the breath. Michelle is saying, I find I go a bit slower than you, Emma, and I really have to pay attention not to push the exhale. Yes. So I remember when I first started 20 connected breaths, I had to literally fully count on my hand. And I did it for the first one here just because I'm teaching it and I can go off. But I just have to use my hand because I would absolutely get lost in counting the 20. And if you are getting a dry mouth using the breath, then you are dehydrated and you should up your water content. It's really good actually to just, you get that full evaluation of your own system when you're doing it. And I use a O-shaped mouth breath, an O-shaped mouth for that breath, doing the inhale and the exhale. Do you have a first thing in the morning breathe like that when you use through the mouth? Do you have the first thing? Oh no, I don't get that. Was sleeping now I feel creative. Yeah. So the nose is down regulation and the mouth is up regulating. Well, in that context it was. So for the nose breath of the 20 connected breaths, it's got more of that sympathetic quality. And when you're using the mouth breath in that way, it has a more sympathetic quality and an up regulating. But we also can up-regulate and down-regulate with your nose. And I wasn't going to teach this, but I was a little bit prompted to, so I just will. The other one is using your left nostril in and out for that down-regulating, and your right nostril for the up-regulating, because it actually brings in more of the sympathetic through the right and the parasympathetic through the nose. And that is a yogic perspective. And they didn't call it that in the yogic sciences. They actually just used the moon energy for the nose, which is that parasympathetic slowdown, and the sun energy for the right nostril, which is that sympathetic activating. And how often would you use that? Okay, so this actually came from rebirthing breathwork through the lineage of Leonard Orr, who I am trained in with my mastery. And 20 connected breaths came from, it's actually, and you will understand this from doing your breath, is it's quite new to us in the Western world to have focus on our breath and to be aware of our breath and to have notice in it. So this practice came about that you could really get into for the next couple of weeks and couple of months as you're using your breath practice, so that you really become aware of your breath and you really have that real awareness of the connection in the inhale and the exhale. So when I first started my training, I actually used this breath a lot more than I do now, because I was getting used to my breath and getting used to using my breath as a tool. So using my breath to move energy, using my breath to emotionally work out my inner landscape, using my breath to manifest, and all the other amazing things it can do. I started to use this 20 connected breath to just get more used to that pranic availability, bringing in that pranic life force and that air. And that's what its whole purpose was, to start using it like that, so that when you went into your breath practice, you were just more used to your breath. So it's a really good one. And that's it, everyone. That's all you need to know. So you can use it anytime. Use it during the day. Use it when you are feeling anxious, stressed, you want energy. It's really, really good. And just put any comments on the video below. We're going to put this inside the section for the 20 connected breaths. So you're always going to have this video. But see you all tomorrow, everyone. Have a really beautiful day. Have a go today doing it on your own and see how you feel, and just journal about it and practice using each one in a different circumstance. So if you use at the end of the day and you need to activate your energy, use it then. Can't wait to hear about it. Bye, everyone.